What's up, everybody? I'm Ivan Vargas. Welcome back to Local Sports Tonight. It's been a while. Been doing a lot of football stuff on the TTNL side. Shout out to TTNL as always. But good night tonight. Cubs win. I had to push the show back a little bit because I was a little nervous there at the end of the ninth. Started giving up some base runners, and that was making me very, very nervous after the Cubs went ahead and took a early lead over the Washington Nationals. Seventh spot in the second after the Nationals scored two in the first. Nationals will score another one in the third, but the Cubs would just put up goose eggs the rest of the way. And like I said, three in the ninth for the Nationals. 7-6. This ball game was 7-2 or 7-3 for what is this? 5 innings, and then boom, you have the Nationals jumping out and taking the Cubs to the brink. And I feel like again, I've said it before. The Cubs are who I thought they were. They're kind of this muttering team that's it's up and it's down. It was very down for the beginning of the year. Now it's starting to come back up. I don't, like I said before, and I mentioned this on True Chicago Sports Fans with Big Z and with Steven. I don't believe the Cubs can pull this one off. I just believe the teams that are ahead of them right now, I think that they have too much firepower for the Cubs. I could be, absolutely wrong. I would love to be absolutely wrong. But as of right now, looking at it, I don't see how the Cubs can overcome in Atlanta. Get this out of here. I'm sorry. I'm trying to bring up the standings. Can overcome an Atlanta, can overcome a New York, can overcome a San Diego and Arizona. There's still an entire month left, right? I will give the Cubs the fighters, a puncher's chance, right? But other than that, that's it. I don't really have true faith in this team because I've seen the inconsistencies. I've seen how they've been playing throughout this season. And although I've watched, I've been kind of focused on the Bears, I've watched everything. I've been to more Cubs games this season watching them than live than I've ever been in my life. And I like Turtles too. I don't believe this team put enough firepower on their roster in order to overcome some of these other teams that are out there. So it's very frustrating. I'm watching the Sox and the Mets right now. Hopefully the Sox, I can't believe I'm saying hopefully they could rally right now. They're down 4-1 in the top of the fifth. I had the Yankee and Cardinals game on because the Cardinals are nipping at the heels of the Cubs as well. But, like I said, do they have enough firepower? Do they have enough offense to get them over the top? And, you saw a five inning, shutout at the back end of this, after they exploded. Thank God it didn't come to bite them in the ass, but it was still rough. Like, you still need to add those extra insurance runs. There's still the question of how, you put Tyson Miller in. Does Tyson Miller even make a playoff roster? I don't know. Like, there's questions that are down the line if you were a playoff team. Hendricks, HC, you bring up Hendricks. I'm grateful for what he did for the club. I just don't know if this guy is meant to be on this team right now. I don't see him having like this resurgence where he becomes like everybody talks about him and Greg Maddux. Every time, he has a great game. He had a great game, when he was in, 16, 17, 18, 19, even 20, like, in 2021, like I would say about 2021 is where he started having these, real issues. He had issues in the past, but you can't keep that guy around if he's not going to be able to get through 3 innings because it's usually 3, 4 innings and Kyle Hendricks is done. Like they're pretty much on whatever soft shit, soft serve shit he's throwing. Uh, it is what it is, man. Like like that's what I see. Kyle Hendricks is he goes one, he could have a good, one once around the order, and then all of a sudden they start to time him up, and then he starts to get big hits, starts to give up home runs. I like I said, I don't want to see that going into the future. I don't. I want them to start bringing up the younger guys. If they can't get into the playoffs this year, then next year it needs to be a focus on bringing up some of these guys or trying out some of these guys and going out and signing big name players, because you want to have a good mixture of youth and veteran leadership. But I think that if you go sign a big name like a Juan Soto, and you go ahead and bring up some of these younger guys, that you could find some success. Like, you brought up a Betancourt. I saw him, we saw him a few times before. He kind of was all right here and there. And then he has a big game like he had the other night when they came back. Excuse me, I'm gonna have a. When they came back the other night, and to be honest with you, it should have been this way throughout the season. It should have been this way throughout the entire year, and it hasn't been. It just, you want to see where this youth movement, quote unquote, is going. They've signed some big guys. You have Cody Bellinger. He wasn't the Cody Bellinger of last year. Dansby Swanson has struggled. PCA, I'll say this: PCA has been fucking red hot, and I could see PCA taking this momentum into next season. Just the way he's approached after he got sent back down. Remember the incident he got thrown at also in the minor leagues. He's responded like after he's come back up, and he's more than just this speedy defensive center fielder as of right now. This guy is starting to become a pivotal part in this lineup, regardless of the glove. Like now with his bat, so I'm happy to see what PCA has been doing. He's fast as hell. Yeah, he's fast as hell. He could steal every base out there. So I'm really happy with what PCA is doing, what the Cubs have been doing for the last 10 games. Again, do I believe that they could go ahead and overcome the gap that they've, the gap that they've made for themselves? It's going to be very, very tough. I've mentioned before the Colorado Rockies and how they had to win. It was 21 of 22 games they had to win on their way to the playoffs. But, it took them to the World Series. That momentum drove them to the World Series. And I'm not talking about World Series for the Cubs right now, but you would have to have that type of push in September for your team to be, in my eyes, relevant in this postseason. And if the Cubs are still, here hit or miss and they falter, let's say, knock on wood, because I'm going to be there. They get swept by the Yankees, right? Let's say they get swept by the Yankees. They get swept by some of the teams that are still in the mix. It's over. I would say that would be close to the end, because you're going to have the Cardinals that, like I said, that are nipping at your heels. You're going to have the Mets that are right there as well. You still have the Padres, the Diamondbacks, and it's in the Braves right there. They're already there. The Braves have to worry about the Mets right now. The Mets are 3.5 games back, and the Cubs are 5.5 games back. You got the Cardinals and the Giants after that. I don't know if the Reds are going to be able to overcome 10 games, even the Giants with 7. The Cardinals, I believe, lost tonight. against the Yankees. Am I correct on that? Let me check the scores here real quick. Because it just vanished off the screen, and now it's KC and Houston. Yeah, 6-3. The Cardinals lose, so pushes them back. That's a good thing. Just like I said, hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully they make a huge push. I've appreciated this fight to the end type of mentality because Craig Counsell's first year has been that first month I was like, all right, here we go. And then now it's been, like I said, it's been peaks and valleys. Right now they're on the up. So let's see how he could do in his final month. Can he, close out this season with a good final month with this team and make a push for the playoffs? I still think you have to get this man more. You have to get him some more pitching. You have to get him some more hitting. I think if you can do that this offseason, this Cubs team will be better than I wouldn't say tenfold, but they'll be about, if you could get a stud hitter, a Juan Soto, and you could find some more pitching, I think this Cubs team would be a sure contender for a playoff spot next year. But is it time? Like, are they going to do that? I thought they were going to do that, at the trade deadline. I thought they were going to do that last offseason, but they didn't. And it just gives me, some type of caution, because can I trust Jed to do, to make the big move? Can I trust Jed to put his balls out there and say, hey, here we go. We're pushing for this. This is where, I want to take us. Let's go ahead and invest in this player. Haven't seen it yet. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But the Cubs right now definitely got the big win against the Nationals, 7-6, as they continue to fight and try to get a playoff spot. The White Sox are the White Sox. They're losing 4-1. Not much for them. If anybody's excited, I'm excited because college football is back, and tomorrow is a full slate of games. I'm definitely interested in that Notre Dame game against Texas A&M. It is at 6:30 on ABC and ESPN Plus. Number 7 Notre Dame, number 20 Texas A&M at College Station. Should be a good one. I'm looking for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish to make a statement. And I know Texas A&M is ranked 20, but the SEC bias kind of, around the country makes it that Notre Dame is trash and they're just given these spots, and Texas A&M is probably a better team regardless of rankings. But to me, they could go fuck themselves. Go Irish. It will be at 6:30 on ABC. A couple other games tomorrow. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Ohio State at Akron, if you want to go ahead and watch Ohio State. There's also Clemson and Georgia, 11 a.m. on ABC and ESPN Plus. That should be an interesting game. Right off the bat, you got Dabo Swinney and Kirby Smart. You got the Bulldogs. And you got the Tigers. So, there you go. And we all, no. Sorry. I was looking at something else. We also have in the later slots, you got on Sunday, you got USC and LSU 13 versus 23 at 6:30 on ABC. That'll be the only time I would imagine until for the rest of the season that college football will be on a Sunday. After that starts NFL football. And, let's go ahead and switch over to that. The Bears. The Bears are going to be back. And I got a couple interviews that we'll share, just to kind of pass the time and talk about them. Swift and Brisker talking about the end of camp and seeing how they, are looking towards this season and what they feel the Bears can do. I'm eager to see Caleb Williams, as is everybody, but also this defense. I want to see what this defense can do in live action because they've been flying around all preseason, in preseason games, in practice. I think this defense, I'm sure the offense will have their flowers as well, but I think this defense is going to be the unit that really drives us forward. Um, just because I think they're going to have the ability to get off the field quickly. And, also you got to mention the punter who could kick the shit out of the ball and put you in, put the opponent in hard positions to get out of. So I'm looking forward to it. Let's go ahead and hear Swift and Brisker. I'll bring it up right now. All right, there we are.
DeAndre, how would you describe the progress you've seen from the offense from the time you got here in the spring to where you guys are now?
I'd say it's night and day. From when I first got here, just the strides that we've made in a lot of different areas. Definitely improving every single day, I would say. So I feel like we're on the right track.
The running game isn't something that you can often test at full strength during the month of August. What gives you the most confidence in what you guys have done?
Yeah.
When you go live on week one, that running game is going to be something you lead on.
The work that we get when pads come on, especially being in camp, been a long camp, good one. Just the work that the defense gives us, that type of thing. When we get the pads on, it's kind of like we're going. It's not live to the ground, but guys is practicing full speed, full tempo with thud and the ball carrier. So that's the work that we get in practice basis. Kind of shows me how it'll be on Sundays.
If you guys have success on the ground on first and second down, obviously that makes your rookie quarterback's life a lot easier.
Yeah.
Do you think that being able to lean on you and the other running backs is a good formula for a guy who doesn't have a ton of experience?
Early on, yes, it definitely could be. Making sure we stay on track as an offense first and foremost. Don't want to be in no third and longs or anything like that, or second and longs to make it kind of hard on Shane and Caleb. So as much as we can help as an offense collectively to make it easier for the quarterback, which we're looking to do so.
Who do you study when it comes to route running and pass catching? Is there a player or two that you watch film of?
Early when I got in the league, it was other backs. Now it's kind of I study my game myself, but a guy that's in our receiver room, Keenan, especially with the choice routes and everything, how he's able to create separation on almost any route he runs. So we kind of talk back and forth. If I know I'm on a route, kind of just asking him, how that look, bro? Like, what you think about this? My releases, stuff like that. We kind of pick each other's brain.
People always talk about how special he is at running routes.
Yeah.
Some of that is stuff you can teach. It's not all God-given. And is there one, even if it's a real specific thing that you've learned from him in terms of something you can apply to yourself?
Something easy. So I'm gonna keep it in house, but something easy. It's not really, like you said, he's got a lot of God-given ability. But the thing that he has taught me since he's been here that I appreciate for sure.
Paul was saying yesterday that Shane has a way of installing things and making it stick for guys, and it's not maybe something specific that he does, but like his teaching style. What have you observed, or does that make sense to you that it's
for sure
something that it sticks? How does he get it across?
Exactly that. The verbiage, the vocab, he kind of like I'm not trying to put the offense out there, but he just does a good job of making it easy to remember things. Yeah, I'll put it like that.
What are the things you've seen out of Bayless since he's joined the running back room that maybe we don't notice that give you guys confidence of like, oh, there might be something here with Bayless as a running back?
It's another guy, man. I'm glad that he's in the room. He's probably the funniest guy on the team, but that's outside of football talents. His energy, his toughness, strong, physical, fast. So it's nothing to go and teach another position like that, and it'd be natural for a guy once he get the playbook down and stuff like that, and allow his natural talents to show. And I believe y'all saw a glimpse of that. Ceiling's real high for him. I love him.
And how would you describe kind of what you see this offensive identity becoming this season?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
How would you describe kind of what you see this offensive identity becoming this season?
A great balanced offense that's able to do everything: run, pass, play action, whatever we need to do to be successful. That's how I see this offense going.
With that in mind, you're new here,
Yeah.
Shane is in his first year, everyone's learning this offense, you have a rookie quarterback. How much of a curiosity factor or unknown is there for you as a player in this offense about just what this offense will be in week one?
A lot of unknown. I feel like it's unknown for everybody. We haven't played a full game yet as collectively as a group yet. We will do that shortly in a week or so. So just really excited with the work that we put in. I feel like everybody from top to bottom had a solid training camp. We was out here grinding every single day and getting better. So I'm excited to see how everything unfolds.
With regard to that, just the anticipation, is there anything about this offense you see now that differentiates it from other optimism you've had with previous teams you've been, or is it just pretty much the same? Or is there something about that you see in this offense that gives you even more, that makes it more legit, I guess?
More legit. I wouldn't say more legit. I'm just excited about the guys that I'm working with. Working beside you, look in the huddle. You got Caleb right there. You got DJ Keenan, the O line, them guys. Just the work that we put in. I'm just excited about the mentality of the guys that we have, and in this building. I say first and foremost, just as how everybody comes to work for one common goal.
Andrew, how would you describe why guys have responded to Caleb the way they have since he got here?
As far as what?
Just in terms of feeling confidence in him. He's a
Yeah.
rookie. He's never played a game.
Yeah.
There seems to be this energy that he's created that
Yeah.
you guys believe in him as a leader.
For sure. We all know it's a lot on his plate. Just how he stays calm with everything. Just his urge to get better. I can't say that enough. Just you could tell he wants to be great, and that's what you look for. There's gonna be ups and downs throughout the season. There's gonna be adversity for sure. But he never gets too high, never gets too low.
There's always a lot of moving parts on the offensive line, but what have you observed from that unit through camp, and
Yeah.
where's your comfortability level?
Real comfortable. Simo does a great job with them guys. You can interchange them however you want to. Next man up mentality if it has to be that, but I'm real comfortable with everybody in that room. Just everybody works hard every single day. So we're real confident in that group.
What goals have you set for yourself individually?
Individually, I'm a team success. I feel like that's first and foremost. We winning, I'm gonna be a big part of that in some way, shape, or form. So team success first.
When you were playing for a different team in the division, what was your perception of the Bears from the outside? And, I'm sure you've heard people talk about the vibe being different here.
Yeah.
Jeez,
Kinda
we could
what
say he
about
played for the
the previous
Lions, like
Um,
a different team in the division. We all know he played for the Lions. Like, it's not a fucking secret. Come on now. Real quick though, before we get into that, my thoughts on Mercedes Lewis. They say he's the nucleus of the locker room. He's what makes it, everybody comfortable. He's a reassuring presence, I guess. Like, that's kind of the understanding that I have of Mercedes Lewis staying on. I don't have a problem with Mercedes Lewis staying on. He's with this, what the Bears are going to do. I feel like Mercedes is in the perfect spot. He's going to be more of a blocking tight end, right? He's not going to be running deep ass routes downfield. You have two good tight ends, two athletic tight ends, in Komet and in oh my god, my guy. Jeez, I forgot his name from from the Chargers, from LA. Sorry, I'm messing up on all fronts. But it's gonna pop into my head as soon as I keep going. But anyway, you have two good tight ends, two athletic tight ends. You don't really necessarily need him to do that, all that much, as long as he's able to be a blocking presence and continue to do what he's doing in the locker room. For right now, why not? A veteran leader that has been here almost 20 years. Hey, why not? He's seen it all. He's done it all. That can help younger guys. That can help, guys that are still in the league, vets, because hell, he's probably the oldest vet. Is he not the oldest guy in the league right now, or has he been in the league the longest? I'm pretty sure it's Mercedes Lewis. So when you have that type of knowledge, and he's a good dude and he's a good teammate, and you have a team that's young and that needs to learn how to be professionals. Hey man, like I'm all for it. I'm all for it. It's not going to affect. I don't think it's going to affect the team negatively whatsoever. So Mercedes Lewis, to me, being on the roster is perfectly okay. Let's continue with DeAndre Swift.
My perception was a team that always plays hard. That's kind of how my perception was. But I feel like now it's a different mentality, a different Chicago Bears team. We're gonna see how it unfold for sure. I'm excited.
I know team success is something that you said that's first and foremost
Yeah.
for you, but you get a big contract with this team. They clearly see great value in you. What do you want to prove? What do you want to go out there and showcase individually?
Be exactly where I am and why they bought me here. Continue to perform first and foremost. Continue to produce at a high level and put the league on notice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, as does DeAndre Swift. We'll get to Jaquan Brisker in a second. Yeah, I'm eager to see what he has to add to the Chicago Bears. Dynamic runner in both the passing and the running game. I truly believe it's going to be some type of a three-headed monster if Roschon Johnson could get healthy. You got two guys that, Khalil Herbert, who has the both power speed, type of dude. He'll be able to run between the tackles if need be, but also he could get away from you if he gets into space. So, and DeAndre Swift is just as dynamic, if not more. So I'm looking forward to that. And then you have Roschon Johnson coming in when healthy and being this, hopefully this, the battering ram, the body blow to the defenses for the Chicago Bears. Definitely eager. Oh, what's going on here? Definitely eager to see it. There we go. Here we go with Jaquan Brisker and what he has to say.
How are you feeling physically? Are you feeling ready for the regular season to start and all that stuff?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling ready. First, couple days, got back, made some plays on the ball. I definitely feel good.
Was it challenging to be out during such a pivotal preseason for you guys?
Yeah, definitely challenging to be out. Wanted to be out there with the guys, wanted to get reps out there. Just continue to create our chemistry and things like that. But couldn't be out there, but did a lot of walkthrough reps and things like that. So got my mental right for sure.
Chemistry with secondary, especially Kevin, you guys both been in and out a little bit last couple.
The chemistry is great, to be honest. It's great. Guys getting turnovers, guys are, having a lot of energy out there. So I'm not really too worried about the defensive chemistry or anything like that. So I feel like we're right where we need to be. We could continue to get better.
Anything you and Kevin did to kind of jumpstart that chemistry so you can hit the ground running week one?
Say it again.
Anything you and Kevin did to jumpstart your chemistry since this is your first time playing next to each other?
I'll say just in the beginning, just me reaching out to him, and then his communication, in the meeting room, his dialogue and things like that, or back and forth, with the coaches too. I feel like it's been great. Relationship is very tight, and I feel like we're gonna have a great year.
How have you noticed Coach Eberflus evolve since you got here with him in 2022?
Just getting comfortable, getting better, as a coach, just overall. Getting closer with the guys and things like that, and obviously him having more swag, I'll say. Just with his say it again.
What do you like about the Eberflus makeup?
The fade. Gotta start off with the fade first. But just his swag, defensive wise, his energy and things like that, you can feel it. He's definitely getting comfortable, but the chemistry is just growing overall, and you can feel it in the room. So it's great.
Ways do you see his kind of fingerprints on the defense right now, and the things that he likes to do translating to what you guys do well?
We just do a lot of different things, I'll say. Just a lot of different things which works to our ability. So I feel like everybody eats in this defense, so it's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
How do you compare the feeling of this defense versus the one you stepped into as a rookie, where you guys are giving up 30 points every single week? You don't have you're having players that are being offloaded as the season goes
Right.
to this.
It's a huge difference. My first year, I feel like I really didn't know too many people at all. This year, especially what we did in the off season, I know those guys. I know their backgrounds and things like that. And I know where they come from, and we know each other's story, which is why we could play for each other. And plus, we played with each other last year, and then we added a couple pieces this year, so it just makes it even more special. So I feel like this year you could feel, that we got guys everywhere. Like you look at the left, the right corner, the backers to the D line, like to safeties. There's guys everywhere. So compared to my first year to this year, I know the guys and everybody's playmakers.
What about the same kind of question, but about the secondary specifically? Coming from a situation where you walk in and jobs are there to take.
Mm-hmm.
Versus now, I think you guys have players on the bench that could start on some other team.
For real. I agree with you. Just my first year, like you said, we got guys everywhere. The left corner, nickel to the right corner to safety. So I feel like we got a lot of playmakers.
Do you feel like you guys are going to be more aggressive this year? Felt like over the course of the summer, we saw blitzing from nickel, from the safety, linebacker.
I hope so.
I feel like we'll be balanced, but definitely aggressive. We got that type of defense, especially with the corners. They could cover, and then our safeties could cover also, but they can make plays on the ball. So, yeah, I feel like we'll be balanced.
Do you have any individual goals for yourself this season?
Individual goals, really make the playoffs. That's my goal, and then everything else handle itself on my side. So just make the playoffs, and then all pro ball, things like that.
When as someone who considers himself a leader, not just on the defense, but of everybody in the team, what kind of relationship have you developed with Caleb? Have you gotten to know him better than you would, somebody even on defense, or do you get any idea, any insight to really what it is that makes him tick, or any kind of relationship?
Yeah, definitely got to know him. Texting him in the off season, things like that. We always go back and forth. During text, what he sees, what I see, and things like that. And then on the field, we're the competitor. I'm trying to get everything out of him, even though he's not gonna say anything too much. But just trying to get the fire out and see, try to test him, things like that. But definitely building our relationship on and off the field. Yesterday we just got a handshake, so stay tuned. It's coming the first game.
You talked a little bit this offseason about the goal to be top 5 defense, one of those great defenses. What kind of conversations do you guys as teammates on defense have about those goals, and where do you see this group in terms of that progression?
Yeah, really just being where our feet are every single day. Just being where our feet are, guys just being consistent. We just got to continue to work hard. And then where I see ourselves today is really just, continue to, get better every single day. We're not where we need to be, but, we're going to get there, and, we're going to be a top 5 defense, and we expect that this year, especially with a rookie quarterback. We're going to have a lot of big shoulders. So every day is, big for us.
What have you seen throughout the course of camp that leads you to believe you guys can be that top 5 unit?
Just our chemistry, the way we're flying around, the way we're making plays, but really the preseason. Even though we weren't all out there, you could just see it. The preseason, showed it. We never looked like that my first 2 years. I remember my first 2 years when Mahomes came in here, Josh Allen came in here. They drove it down and scored the first touchdown. You look at our first series, it stops after stops. And you look at practice, it stops after stops, turnovers after turnovers. So there's a difference in this defense, and we're not there yet, but we'll continue to get better.
Man, I love to hear that. Jaquan Brisker talking about, and he was here, that first year with Eberflus. He was here when the Bears were not good on defense, when the Bears struggled week after week, we're getting blown out. He knows, he had that experience. He's grown. This is a huge year for Jaquan Brisker, and I believe the addition of Kevin Byard is a huge presence for him in order for him to take this next step in his career, because the kid has potential, and I've criticized him before, especially in coverage. He has potential, but he needs to tighten it up. Maybe the presence of a Kevin Byard, can push him over the top with not only the knowledge of what he needs to do as a safety, but the every single day grind of being a student of the game. Hopefully that is rubbing off on Jaquan Brisker. To me, I feel like it already has. He's already talked about the relationship between him and Kevin Byard. Hey, sky's the limit. Let's just see. He mentioned that the Bears defense You couldn't get stops on guys like Mahomes, like guys like Josh Allen. And now it's like, hey, stop after stop, not only in in the games, but in the practices as well. And you also had Caleb speaking to it, and everybody reporting on how the offense has struggled. But we have mentioned here time and time again on the tape, excuse me, not on the Tape Never Lies. I'm on 606 Media, but we mentioned on the Tape Never Lies time and time again. We want to see, like, if the guy is able to make a step, right? If he's able to take this step, if this defense is able to overcome, certain obstacles, this offense is going to fucking follow suit. So give me 1 second, buddy. Let's not turn off the computer. Give me 1 second here. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Jaquan Brisker's year. I'm looking forward to him gaining momentum throughout from what he had, the limited time he had. He's been out, but the limited time he had, gaining momentum throughout the season and becoming more of a leader. It's a big year for him. Big year for him. I hope he, makes it easy for Ryan Poles in whatever contract situation that they're going to be had coming up.
Come on, you.
How many different guys you got handshakes with now? It seems like there's a whole series of them sometimes.
Yeah, everybody on the defense, and then I'm working my office guys now. I just got one with Caleb Rum yesterday. I'm working on Keenan. I'm cooking something up for Keenan and the rest of those guys. So stay tuned.
Well, study all these. That's a lot to remember.
Yeah, we just gotta keep. It's a repetition thing. We just gotta keep remember it. You know what I mean? It's a repetition thing. So just try and get it right.
That's the question that I yielded to. I'm sure it's great. When you have rookie quarterbacks, a lot of times, and you're in this position now as a more experienced player, you can trick them. There's stuff they haven't seen that that they don't know. And I'm sure there's been a lot of that you guys as an experienced defense have done to Caleb in training camp. Has there been a time or times where you feel like he got one by on you?
Definitely, I would say, not with the disguise wise, but definitely a good ball in a 2-minute earlier in camp. He was rolling out to his right. I thought he was going to throw a little back shoulder, but he actually led him, to get open, which was a touchdown. So I'll say that was a good play for him. But other than that, now I'm doing what Nan does.
Are you seeing that and you're thinking, he's not going to be able to make that pass? I don't have to necessarily worry about that pass, and then he did it?
Yeah, to his right, like KB said earlier, his accuracy goes up like 100 times more. So just me guessing, guessing, which led to the touchdown, which messed me up. But, really thinking he's going to throw the back shoulder like he did the first practice, but he ended up leading the receiver because he trusts his receiver and the speed. So just, him being smart and then him taking advantage of that play.
That was some good stuff by Jaquan Brisker. Hoping he has a great year this year. But at the end, giving us some nuggets about Caleb Williams and his growth. He mentioned it. Like, he got me on this, on one play, and he threw another. He went to another receiver on the same play at, a different time. So, like, there's obviously Caleb is recognizing certain things, and he's able to adjust. So I like that little nugget at the end. But Jaquan Brisker, hopefully he has a great year. Looking forward to it. He'd mentioned how the defense has been different, how the defense has been from when he was a rookie to now, night and day, pretty much. So eager to see what happens. Eager to see what happens with the Bears coming up this season. I'm going to go ahead and wrap, everybody. I'm happy to be here with you guys, but I'm going to go enjoy my beer and look for some obscure sport to watch. Maybe actually, no, it's just baseball. It's baseball's not an obscure sport, but I'm going to watch something. Oh, you got the US Open in the third round. I don't know if I care as much to watch that, but anywho, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate you guys for watching. I'm Ivan Vargas. This has been Local Sports Tonight on 606 Media. Please check us out. Also, check me out on The Tape Never Lies at Another Bear Show. Please become a patron at www.thetapeneverlies.com. I will be back shortly. I'll probably be back on The Tape Never Lies more before I'm back here. Like I said, with football season, my side endeavor, local sports, Chicago, is put to the side a little bit. It's more of like a pop-up show. So we'll see what happens, as we go further down the line. But anyways, guys, have a good night. I appreciate you. Thank you. I'm out.